Today we're going to talk about something very real: how to deal with narcissists. These people enjoy being in charge, being manipulated, and putting themselves above others, often at the expense of others. Let's be clear, this isn't meant to hurt anyone. It's to keep you safe and get your peace back. You need to know how to stand strong, protect your energy, and get back your power when a narcissist comes your way. Today, we're going to talk about 6 things that narcissists hate the most. Don't take this as an attack. Use it to your advantage. 1. The game of traps and tricks. Narcissists are pros at tricking people and know how to use words and events in different ways to get what they want. Their whole plan is to control you, and they do this by involving you in their web of drama, conflict, and mind games. They love it when you doubt yourself, wonder if you're worth it, or get upset over their pranks. You can take apart their whole plan, though, if you choose not to play. If you ignore a narcissist, it doesn't mean you don't care or are weak. It means you're taking back your power. They really need your attention and hate it when you ignore them. Their goal is always the same, whether they criticize you or give you lots of fake compliments. They want to keep you mentally hooked. If you don't answer, it's like cutting them off from something they need badly. Their tricks, like gaslighting, guilt-tripping, or passive aggression, stop working as soon as you stop giving them what they want. Their anger turns into your silence, and their defeat into your calm. But don't be surprised if they step up their efforts and try new ways to anger you. Their plan falls apart because you consistently refuse to participate. Ignoring someone doesn't mean acting like they don't exist. It means not letting them use your mental energy. They have worked hard to avoid feeling empty, but when you don't respond, you push them to face it. They want to feel important, strong, and in charge, but your lack of interest in them makes them realize that their power is only a fantasy. 2. The power of limits. Narcissists hate limits because they mean you have freedom and respect for yourself, which they can't control. They love getting into your personal space, your feelings, and even your sense of who you are. They can't ignore the message you send when you draw a line and stand firm. This is my place, my rules, and you cannot cross them. One of the most important things you can do is set and enforce limits. It's not enough to just say no to what they want. You need to make your values, wants, and boundaries clear. It's about refusing to join the bad dance they want to lead. When you set limits, you mess up the very foundation of their devious plans. They can no longer rely on your compliance or emotional availability to feed their ego. Of course, they will test you. They'll push, guilt-trip you, and try to make you feel selfish or ridiculous for protecting your well-being. This is where regulation becomes important. A boundary without discipline is like a locked door with an open window. They will find a way in if they feel hesitation. Enforcing limits means staying resolute in the face of manipulation. You're not only keeping the peace when you stand your ground, you're also telling them that their tricks no longer work on you. Lines between people are not just walls, they're ways to get to freedom. They show what kind of person you are and what you won't stand for. Narcissists can't stand being turned down, so boundaries make them feel like they're being turned down. But for you, setting limits is a statement of your worth, a warning that you can choose how people treat you, and a way to take back control of your life. 3. Not giving validation. The only thing that matters to a narcissist is getting approval. Their sense of self-worth is weak, and they depend on praise, respect, and constant reassurance from others to keep it up. When you stop feeding their ego, you shake up the foundations of the world they've made for themselves. It's not rude or cold to refuse to feed their ego. It's about recognizing the unhealthy dynamics at play and deciding to break out of the loop. When they're looking for praise or approval, don't say anything. Don't buy into their arrogant stories or make them feel like they're more important than they really are. Stand strong in your own sense of worth instead of giving in to their need for attention. As their anger grows, they may try to get you to react by making you feel guilty or acting like the victim. Sometimes they might even try to make you feel like you're wrong, but by refusing to validate their ego, you stop allowing them to control the narrative. Without the external validation they crave, they begin to feel the weight of their own emptiness. 4. The shield of confidence. Confidence is the armor that protects you from a narcissist's attempts to diminish your self-worth. It's not about arrogance or being loud. Real confidence is a strong, unwavering belief in your worth and skills. Narcissists feed off fear, using it to control, influence, and belittle. But when you walk into a room with your head held high, boldly owning your space, you are a force they cannot control. Confidence comes from within and sends a strong message. You cannot diminish me. When you trust yourself, you don't need outward support. You make choices based on your beliefs and goals. A narcissist may try to undermine your confidence by finding flaws or causing self-doubt, but your inner power doesn't crumble. You know that what they say about you is a mirror of their fears and not the truth. Your confidence makes you feel like you can't be hurt. Narcissists who need to make other people feel unstable can't connect with someone who knows how valuable they are. You are still in charge of your emotions, so no outside force can change how you feel about yourself. 5. Getting by without them. One of the best ways to make a narcissist unhappy is to show them that you can do well without them. Narcissists love it when you think they are the only person who can make you happy, successful, or emotionally stable. But when you start living on your own and doing well without them, you make them question how important they think they are. It's not enough to just survive without a narcissist. You need to live your life so that their loss isn't even noticeable. They count on your dependence to feed their ego, so this realization can be very painful for them. You show that you are independent by going after your dreams, surrounding yourself with people who will support you and focused on your growth. They become less important in your life, and their attempts to put down your accomplishments fail. Once you start doing well, you'll feel more confident and be less likely to fall for their tricks. Narcissists can't stand it when other people do well without them because it shows how empty they are. 6. The peace in the storm. Chaos, drama, and emotional turmoil are things that narcissists love. They depend on making you feel bad in order to confuse you and control how you respond. But if you learn to stay calm in a storm, they won't be able to control you. To stay calm, you don't have to hide your feelings. You just have to keep your cool about how you react. You have to be self-disciplined and refuse to get into small fights or drama. You protect your mental and emotional health when you keep your cool. You turn into an immovable force that they can't change, no matter how hard they try. Being calm also helps you think more clearly, look at things more objectively, and make decisions with more thought. It makes your boundaries clear and lets them know that their emotional games won't work. Your unwavering calm turns into a strong form of resistance that helps you take back your power and keep the peace. 7. Getting back in charge. To deal with a narcissist, you need to be aware of their tricks and refuse to let them control or define you. You lose the power they once had over you when you don't play their games, set limits, don't give them praise, and stay confident. You can be happy and successful without their approval if you can do well without them and stay calm in a storm. To get what you want, it's not about getting back at someone or getting revenge. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. You take away the narcissist's main source of power by doing this, your emotional weakness. You turn into a force that is hard to break. That, my friends, is how you get your power back and get above the chaos. Drop a 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.